Hello YouTube, this is Ep.2 here with episode 2 of my Kerbal Space program, Let's Play. Now we're going to resume the save, and I believe what we're going to try to do today is get a Kerbal into orbit. Seems like the logical next step with this, and then we'll bring him back to Earth. So this is definitely going to weigh a lot more than the last one we put up, so we are going to need to do more than just like a rocket. Let's see here. Too large. Okay, there. Now we are also going to need batteries and stuff, of course. And fuel. Well, this should actually probably be its own stage. Okay, and then below this will be the actual main part of the rocket, which I will be making asparagus stock system. And what this is pretty much like this, where the engines drop off in order as they burn out, with each one feeding the one next to it, and these need to be moved down more so they don't all blow up when it first starts off. Now what else do they need? I'm gonna put SAS on each. Okay, that should work for that. Now I just need to add fuel lines, which are in the propulsion tab. So I just go from this one here to this one to this. Why does it want to work? This one to this one, and then this one to this inside one, if it wants to go. Okay, so now all the engines will burn at once. This one will be feeding this one, which will be feeding this one, which will be going to the center. So when it first starts, this one will be feeding this and the center one, and then will drop off, and then this one would feed the others. It would drop off. This one. So basically, as we need less thrust, we get less thrust. We also carry around less empty tanks, because second one empties, we drop it basically. Now I'm just gonna do it on the other side. And there, and then we just need to set up the staging after this. Why doesn't it want to work? Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Seriously, does not want to work today. Just try putting it here. Okay, I think that hits the inner tank, and then I'll name this the... And then I just... Oops, didn't mean to do that. Now I just need to set up the staging. So the first stage, all the rockets will go off. Second stage, these ones, this one, the one opposite from it, will drop off. So I'm just going to see which one this is. That's the last one. So I'm just going to take the last one. And that, it would also be this one. That's how it works, because 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to put that one there. Then I add another stage, which is the next set of engines dropping, which is the bottom one now. Okay. Okay, now I just need to add on some solar panels, and this thing should be ready to go. Since I don't need an ion engine, I just kind of need to keep it not dead. Something like these might work, unless... You open them like this. Okay. Actually, I'll put him lower. So we're not carrying anything extra with us on re-entry, because I'm not sure how that parachute will hold up. Okay, so we're going to save this and launch, and hopefully this should work the first time. Yeah, it looks like it'll work. Okay, clearing the launch pad. And the first man to go into space will be Jebediah Kerman, of course. So now let's attempt this and see if we have it all set up right. So no explosion to start with, that's good, but it's very quickly going the wrong direction. That will need to be fixed somehow. I'm not quite sure how. Okay, the engine's burned out. Any more stable? No. So we should probably be fearing for his life about now, but of course Jebediah Kerman gives no fucks. We're coming close to the ground. Let's okay. He died. Vehicle assembly building. So we'll try and prevent that mishap next time and put on some RCS. Control RCS thruster block. Okay, that should make it a bit better. Save launch. Hopefully there's a bit less death this time. Okay, so this I'm going to turn on SAS and RCS, see what the RCS does. Basically it does that to keep the thing going straight or turned however I like it. I'll back up so you can actually hear me. And as you can see, it's working. It's keeping it nice and straight. These engines are not feeding properly, as you can see there. So I did something wrong with the fuel lines, I believe. Okay, let's see. One of them might not be connected to the center. Ah, yes, that one. Might also explain the imbalance. Better. Okay, launch. This will most likely not... Well, it should work. But as you can see, there is a lot of trial and error in this game, so when we get to more complicated things, I'll be cutting out a lot to keep it all within an episode. Okay, there we go, and these are down in the left here are all going down equally. This one going equally to this one going equally to this, you get the point. Basically the ones on the ones in the first stage drop off burn out most quickly because they're feeding the most engines with fuel. They just can't, they just ran out of fuel and I dropped them off. The next one should run out of fuel soon, and I'm hoping this is enough to get me out of the atmosphere. And then that tiny engine should be good for maneuvering. We are almost at the point where we are going to be doing the... Okay, 2 more engines came off. And the later ones will last much longer. Hopefully, at least. So, we can be looking forward to them not burning away quickly from now on. Okay, now we're going to start turning. Turn SAS on, and you can see this might... Yeah, this is kind of burning through a lot of monopropellant. Oh no, it actually is burning through barely any monopropellant. With sometimes it does if you put a lot of these on. And I did have a lot on, so I assumed it would be, but I guess it isn't really. How are we doing? Orbit-wise. Almost there. Okay. So those are almost out of fuel. I'm thinking of transferring the fuel into the center one. But it is full, so never mind. And also, I guess the RCS is going to be good for getting this turned over quickly. So I'm just going to plan burn, add maneuver. Well, that's very lopsided. That won't help. Oh, that helps a bit now. Yeah, I'm not thinking that's gonna work. Close that. Add a new one. Going the direction I'm... a bit better. Although I'm probably gonna have to actually do this now, so... Okay, so 33 seconds before the estimated burn time is when I'll actually have to do the burn. So, I'll get aimed in that direction. So, basically I'm gonna have him orbit once. Bill, I guess, that was not the first to go into space. He died. And then we'll have him return. So, I should be going once this reaches 33, because that's how long it should take. Or at least I believe that's how that works. Doing it at the time, like I can't see what number would be there any other reason except telling how far before to start doing it. Okay, those are out. And turn on the SAS. And try and get this directly on that target. Okay. And open up the nav ball. And try and keep it directly on here, basically, is all I can do. So yeah, the RCS definitely was helpful, although I think it's gone now anyway, so... This is almost done. Okay, that was pretty good. So we're now in a very non-circular orbit, but it's still decent. I could try and fix that a bit, but it should be good. How much fuel is left in this? We could try, actually, just for the sake of it, to see if we can get this thing to be pulled in by the moon's gravity. If I accelerate a bit more and bring my apoapsis to that of the moon and fast forward, eventually it should grab me, slingshot me out, and then we can return with the smaller engine. So I'm actually going to try this. There's no real good reason to be doing this, but I just feel if I have extra fuel, why waste it? And as this gets farther out, it will go out more quickly because there's less gravity slowing me down less quickly. Okay, I can actually... how much fuel do I have left? Not a lot. So I'll probably actually end up burning away this entire stage on this bit here. Okay, is that good? A bit more speed. Okay, there we are. So, how much fuel does this actually have? 10 gallons, I'll just drop it. And now we only have this tiny thing. Okay, now we're going to fast forward a bit and see if we can get the moon to pull us in eventually. Normally I would plan this out more, but I just want to see if we can actually get around the moon, and then we'll head back. Also, I like highly elliptical orbits because they make maneuvering a lot easier. Unless you're trying like an orbital rendezvous, then they make it harder. Okay, see if fast forward a bit more. Also, if I get farther out, I can fast forward more quickly because chances are I'm going more slowly. Okay, there we go, and let's see, do we hit it next time? Yes, we hit it next time. That is our projected orbit when we hit it next time. So, when we hit it, it will be there, right, well, you can see, when we hit the periapse, it will be here, and when we escape, it will be there. And that will change our orbit to that. And from there, we'll return. This might actually also get pulled in with us, so that'll be fun to see. Okay. It's really easy to hit the moon this way, at least from my experience, if you just wait a bit. Also, this might run out of electricity soon, so I should extend the panels immediately. Okay, so the panels are now out, although we actually were doing fine on electricity apparently. Also pointing right at the sun might have helped recharge it before I could look. And how much... I'm tempted to try and orbit the moon now and get... I'm gonna try it actually, because, you know, why not? Gonna try again to orbit of the moon, then escape from the moon, and then return to Kerbal. Apparently this rocket design worked out just fine, because I had plenty of extra fuel left. Although once we go to interplanetary travel. Okay, there we are. So, we're gonna orbit the moon once, with a very low periaps actually, 65,000. Although since the moon doesn't have an atmosphere, how low we go isn't really a problem, thus to the point where we might get hit by the terrain. But you could orbit a foot above the moon and have no issues. So there we are with our extremely low orbit. And from here, because I'm going my fastest at this point, this will actually help the most, because I have to overcome less inertia. And this will bring us out to that orbit, from which we will bring ourselves back down to Kerbal. And that will be a successful mission. That was actually very quick. I'll try to do something less simple next time. Probably some sort of landing or something on the moon. Seems like the logical next step. And then we might try and build a space station or other. Okay, so now I'm gonna go... Oh, I got pulled back in by the moon. Okay, this might crash. I should try and speed up. Try and change our orbit to this. Oh god. Hopefully we live. Ah, there we are, with a periaps of 9 kilometers. So we're cutting it close now. But that was scary. I don't want that to happen again. I'll actually not speed up a ton next time. Almost died though. Almost died. Solar panels are blocked by the moon. How much electric charge do I have? Still a lot. I guess this isn't using any somehow, or it might... No, it's not using any, I guess. I wouldn't know why, but it isn't. Okay, now we are 9 kilometers above the surface of the moon, which is extremely close. And it will bring us into a new orbit, which hopefully won't pull us back in. I guess since we're coming out behind the moon now, it definitely can't pull us in. At least as far as I know, it can't. Okay, so we're going to wait until we are at our apoapse before actually burning. Nothing like get pulled in by the moon. Oh, it did. It got pulled in by the moon. Interesting. It disappeared magically. Oh no, it's back. Okay, now I should be burning retrograde, which means away from the way I'm going. Bring this down to an intercept course. I don't want an intercept course with the moon, though. Okay, there we are. That's pretty steep. We'll come in extremely fast, which is always fun. Okay, and we will return our tiny little vessel back to Kerbal, with most of its pieces snapped off, most likely. Speaking of, I should probably break these pieces off. So let's go back to here and snap that off. It will still hit the planet, I believe, but we don't need them now. Okay. Okay, we are coming in at... Let's see how fast we can get, actually, before I make an official statement on how fast we're re-entering the atmosphere. "3,000 meters per second, pretty much straight at the Earth. Not going around, we're just dropping right in. Okay, so we can no longer warp, but we should drop quickly enough that's not a problem, as you can see. Still going at a steady 3,000. Yes, G-force of negative 15 Gs. And we're already almost at the ground. When should I deploy the chutes? I'm going to try and cut it close. Let's see how close I can cut it without him dying. I'd say that's close. I think I scared him a little. And it looks like that's the end of our mission, to orbit a bunch of stuff with no plan of where we're actually going. Next time, I'll see if I can have a plan for where we're going, and then I'll probably end up being like, yeah, I'll go visit some other planets too. But we'll see. So that's the end of this episode of my Kerbal Space Room Let's Play, Episode 2. I will see you next time.